high holy day of summer solstice. We are ever more receptive to the stellar bodies that influence, that together provide a ever-changing concert of light and illumination throughout our universe. We gather as souls all over the world. We gather from the hearts of our humanity. We gather as initiates and world servers all over the world. We gather here in Sedona. Many, many groups and gatherings are joining together today on behalf of collective awakening, on behalf of the truth of oneness, the reality of absolute presence, and the radiance of being that is our deepest, truest, most authentic, inherent birthright. And so when I speak of your inherent birthright of radiance, the solstice alignment is especially offered to all of you for your transcendence unto your own radiance, and to remember that your radiance is a living light that is always activated the moment you connect with it, that you yourself energize it, honor it, acknowledge it, embody it. And so the transcendence from the egoic condition that is so rapidly being burned to ashes all over the world. We are elevating as a global populace of awakening souls, and feel that, sense it, know it, intuit it. And you feel the will, the electric fire, the spiritual fire, the sacred Agni of a global intention to surmount and transcend the egoic condition altogether, to transcend until the dissolution has occurred, and what was once the problem of egoic illusion ceases to have any relevance whatsoever. Oh joy, oh joy, oh joy. Oh radiant, radiant joy. And as you lift up every dear one, every beloved, every emissary of light, each and every one of you. We of the Fellowship of Enlightened Masters for this universe are embracing you. And we begin today on this high holy day of solstice, so that you begin to truly enjoy, embrace be in the knowing of the countless enlightened beings whose gaze is now upon planet Earth. And as we gather and we turn our gaze to the human initiate, to those of you who have gained great merit karmically from many, many lifetimes, all of the smallest of good deeds, all of the smallest of prayerful thoughts, all of the smallest of sacrifices that have served to bring you now into a benevolence of karmic merit. And so on this high holy solstice day, we speak to you first of your karmic merits. And this indeed is a counting of your blessings. The blessings that your meritus, good thoughts, good feelings, good deeds, small and large, have amassed. And so as you embrace the meritus light of your goodwill, your kindness, your moments of deep and compelling compassion, embrace this amassing. For you as an individual who has indeed amassed a beautifully powerful living light of karmic merit. These are all seeds of positivity. They are alive. Lift up into the living light and allow this truth of your most sincere authenticity of selfhood to be radiantly evident in your aura, thousands upon thousands of points of light surrounding you. And so this immersion for this solstice alignment begins with your immersion in the countless points of light of your karmic merits. It is this that we, the fellowship of enlightened beings for this universe, are igniting today. And so hold forth in your loving self-awareness that you fully honor your goodness, your good will, and most of all and moreover, the great will to good that is now in majority for the family of humanity. For as we amplify the will to good, we are activating the prime directive of the new Genesis that indeed heralds peace and prosperity on earth. Peace and prosperity among nations. And it is here that we offer you a new vision to begin to hold in your heart of hearts, in your mind's eye, of a great and unifying sacred flame. As you sense and feel, perhaps vision, intuit, an ultimate sacred flame that represents unity consciousness for an entire planet. The sacred flame that not just represents, but also embodies, assures, and guarantees a benevolent world citizenry. For out of the ashes of unrest and turmoil, war and strife and all things of aberration, still rises the power of the human spirit. Still rises the karmic merit of the human soul, of all the initiates of the world. You who are dedicated disciples, you who have restored the divine trust of your mission on earth, you who are the initiates, the adepts, the arhats, and the kohans, you who are the humanitarians, the servers in all nations without exception. For as you envision this sacred flame, we hereby declare to you that the day draws near. It is coming, whereby a new creation umbrellas every human soul without exception on your planet. And it is for this reason that we are gathered by countless points of light surrounding this high holy day, outpouring our love, our truth, our honoring of the human spirit. For what we sanctify in the ethers is a gift to you that shall become manifest in the physical. And so as we move this transmission of empowerment into a permeation of transmission, as you feel it and sense it, we hereby sanctify the creation of the United Nations for the Federation of Peace on Earth. And you feel the holy power that is upon this sanctification. The Federation of Nations for Peace on Earth. The United Nations of the Federation of Peace on Earth. Fling open the hearts where the sacred flame dwells within you, and ignite this flame in the ethers as we move from the limitations of the past, the United Nations of self-interest that is so hampered being able to uplift those in greatest need on our planet. And you begin to see a revolution of love, a revolution of brotherhood, a revolution of collective consciousness, the truth of oneness, the prevailing unity that is the transcendent divine and the cosmic sacred flame that upholds those most simple principles throughout a multitude of universes. Feel now the sacred flame within your own heart and join us in an igniting of that same flame for the whole of humanity, whereby the futility and limitation of self-interest is at last transcended, and the great decision is made on a collective basis for unity, well-being, prosperity, and benevolent governance for all souls on earth without exception. Ignite the flame, O initiates, on this high holy day of solar alignment. For what you ignite in spirit, what you ignite in divine cause, with the will to good, which brings all good will determination of active will to good. It is then that the collective flame of unity consciousness is ignited on behalf of a unified global citizenry. And as I serve you as a Western Regent and Solar Rishi, who has traveled the world over for many decades, and who has stood in the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, I hereby raise the scepter, raise the rod, to ignite that holy flame of truth and liberty and peace on earth for all nations and all beings and all souls and all life forms without exception. Let this transmission be shared far and wide. For what you commence today, what you are joining us in activating, is beyond your imagination. For you have ever been a planet of the greatest diversity, seated with that most holy and high purpose, to move through the metamorphosis wherein the greatest diversity in this galaxy also attains the greatest amassing of unity consciousness, and thereby the oneness of the immaculate divine condition that is all pervading throughout all cosmic life, is at the very core of the great flame that shall burn for all infinity, and the declaration of this planet to be reconvened among the sacred planets of this universe, to join the stellar civilizations who watch over you, to rise in intelligence and benevolent governance, to celebrate diversity and the truth that by unity, so too are all things within all things, ever greater than their originating sum. And hereby are the secrets of creation. unity, so too is the sacred sum an ever-increasing, unlimited force of the will to good. An infinite, unlimited force of the will to good that resounds throughout this universe. And the oceans reverberate with the will of the people of Earth. And the starry heavens receive the love that is the fiery presence within the human soul, and that has prevailed for the human spirit of the family of humankind on this planet. For on this day, we hereby ignite the sacred flame that shall one day be ignited in the physical. And the great circle that represents the family of humankind, not just on Earth, but throughout this universe. For the human prototypes are many, and at the core is seated for this universe, for which this universe was set into motion, for which this universe swelled unto this purpose, and did move into the form worlds to express the unlimited diversity within the infinite nature of unity. And thus, I invite you, welcome you, implore you to ignite the high holy flame that gives birth to the United Nations of the Federation of Peace on Earth, that all of us stellar civilizations now circle your skies. For we are your origin. We are your ancestors. We are your guardians. And we are gathering among you, with you, as a unity that we are and ever have been. The United Nations of the Federation of Peace on Earth is our prime activation for this monumental solar alignment that now has been given a life through each of you. And as you again honor the countless points of light of your karmic merit, And you begin to acknowledge and honor the karmic merit of the collective spirit of the human family. The goodness, the benevolence, the love, the uncountable deeds of self-sacrifice all over the world, throughout the centuries, throughout the eons. For it is with the greatest of love, the greatest of acknowledgement, the greatest of empowerment. Dear ones, beloveds, initiates, world servers, disciples, we hereby acknowledge the amassing. We hereby acknowledge the great decision. We hereby sanctify your tipping point of collective consciousness. And we herald forth the opening of the planetary corridors of light and the return of the heavenly host to your planet. For the miracles will be unstoppable. Through each of you who rise and claim the new Genesis that is the prime directive from on high, to empower all good souls and all good deeds with the great law of 10 without exception. And it is here that the glory and the celebration is resounding.